Usually when you walk into a massive sports bar, you're just hoping for a good view of the game.
Right, you're looking at the screens, not the ceiling.
Exactly. You look at that colossal wall of screens, perfectly sync, and it feels like magic. But today, we're going to look right past the screens and into the ceiling to uncover the invisible nervous system holding that entire illusion together. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today we are unpacking a highly specific 50-meter black cord, the DVIGear DVI-2350-FOD 8XLC Optical Plenum Cable. And we're going to explore the massive AV ecosystem it supports over at HDTV Supply.
I know a string of letters and numbers like DVI-2350-FOD sounds like, dense tech jargon.
Oh, totally.
But this really is the critical physical link keeping commercial data centers and massive entertainment venues running without dropping a single frame.
So let's decode the specs because the mechanics here are fascinating.
Yeah.
We all know fiber uses light instead of electricity to dodge interference, right?
Right.
But seeing it applied in an 8-channel LC setup is where the math gets crazy. The sources highlight its 50125 micron multimode fiber. I usually picture 8-channel fiber as this 8-lane high-speed superhighway. But how exactly does this specific multimode setup prevent the data bottlenecks you'd inevitably get with a copper alternative?
Well, it really comes down to the physical geometry of the cable. That 50125 actually refers to the microscopic size of the glass core and the cladding around it.
Microscopic.
Yeah, the core itself is 50 microns, so it's thinner than a human hair.
Wow.
And multimode means the cable is literally bouncing multiple streams of photons down that tiny glass tube simultaneously, just at slightly different angles.
That is wild.
It is. Because you're using photons instead of electrons, you can push a staggering amount of multi-channel data over a 50-meter run without the electromagnetic interference that just completely chokes copper wires.
Which is critical when you're hiding it in a ceiling packed with other electrical gear. And speaking of ceilings, we should mention the Plenum-rated jacket.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I initially assumed that just meant it was extra rugged or something.
A lot of people do. But Plenum actually dictates a very strict building safety standard. Commercial buildings use the drop ceiling, the plenum space, for air circulation.
Right.
If a fire breaks out, standard PVC cable jackets will burn and pump highly toxic smoke directly into the HVAC supply.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's bad. A plenum-rated cable is engineered with a specialized fire-retardant jacket that emits practically no smoke. It is a literal life-saving requirement for commercial installations.
Because this cable safely handles immense data loads while meeting those strict codes, it serves as the linchpin for the massive commercial systems sold by HDTV Supply. I mean, they've been building this global AV catalog for 25 years.
They have, yeah.
We're talking about gear like their Wolfpack modular matrix switchers, which scale up to incredible 160 by 160 setups. That's 160 different video sources routing to 150 different TVs simultaneously.
The sheer scale of a 160 display system requires absolute perfection in the physical layer.
Wait, let me stop you there. If I'm a contractor trying to outfit a bar like that on a budget, why buy these specific pre-terminated cables? The sources emphasize factory-terminated connectors for quick deployment. But couldn't I just buy a spool of this fiber and cut the ends myself to save money?
I mean, you could try, but you'd be risking a massive false economy. Remember that 50-micron glass core?
Yeah, the one thinner than a hair.
Right. If an installer attempts to terminate an optical fiber manually while balancing on a ladder, a microscopic scratch or a slight misalignment of that core means the photons will hit the cladding at the wrong angle.
Oh, and that ruins the bounds.
Exactly. It scatters the light, causing immediate signal loss. In a 160 TV matrix setup, a single manual error could introduce latency or completely drop the signal for a whole section of the video wall. You're paying for factory precision to guarantee signal integrity.
But the irony here is that for all this flawless light-speed optical engineering, getting this specialized gear to the job site still relies on the slowest tech imaginable. Trucks and cardboard boxes.
Good old physical logistics.
Right. I was looking at a customer review from July 2026 by a buyer named JS in Illinois. Out of an ecosystem of over 10,000 positive reviews, this one highlighted a very real friction point.
Yeah, Jay praised the smooth sale and the timely customer support. But he noted that the shipping and handling charges were surprisingly high and should have been disclosed earlier in the checkout process.
It really makes you wonder how a B2B company balances selling heavy, specialized 50-meter commercial infrastructure with modern expectations. We're also conditioned to expect 2-day free shipping.
We really are. It perfectly illustrates the realities of commercial e-commerce. To their credit, the company publicly responded, acknowledging the need to improve shipping cost transparency. It's a grounded reminder that even the most advanced fiber optic network relies on physical logistics to get off the ground.
So the DVIGear optical cable represents this perfect intersection of high-level optical engineering, strict commercial safety standards, and the logistical realities of B2B e-commerce.
It really connects the whole ecosystem.
It does. So I want to leave you with this. Next time you find yourself standing in a massive sports bar, staring up at a gigantic, seemingly magical wireless video wall, just take a second. As our digital displays get larger, wireless, and seemingly magical, how often do you stop to consider the thousands of meters of invisible, fire-resistant fiber optic cables hidden in the ceiling right above your head, silently holding the whole illusion